Hi everyone, this is Juan Steele. Now, this is a late Halloween review. I'm really sorry if you're wondering why I'm not really all that festive right now. Is because I was really busy. If you haven't seen my last video where I was announcing that I was working at McDonald's to Amazon, you'll probably figure out why. But it's been really busy with what I've been doing lately, but let's get this over with. It's time to do another game review. I haven't done one in a long time, so here it is. The Sonic Adventure games for GameCube. They were originally for the Dreamcast. Just a couple years later, when Sega went third party, the Sonic Adventure games were later ported to the GameCube. They made a few little changes, but they're not really that big. They just updated the graphics and just didn't really change much. The music is the same, the voice acting is the same. The only real major difference is that you can able to put your Game Boy Advance cable thing to play all those little mini games with the little creatures. And I gotta admit, playing both these games are amazing. I mean, let's face it, the Sonic Adventure games are pretty good. I mean, let's face it, Sonic Adventure 2 is notable for introducing Shadow the Hedgehog to the franchise, while both games in general introduced the little creatures KO or Chaos, whatever, the little creatures, little cute, little cuddly creatures, whatever. And everything else on both games are both typical solid 3D adventure platformers, but with Sonic running around. I mean, the closest thing that came to the very first 3D Sonic game was Sonic Jam for the Saturn, you know. Sonic Jam for the Saturn was just a typical compilation game series which had a couple 3D features of playing as Sonic in the first couple of levels of the first game, while these two games, on the other hand, are straightforward, completely 3D games where you can get to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and a bunch of other awesome characters. Each character has their own theme too, which makes them memorable. Just listening to the music in both these games is just so memorable. And what's also interesting is that the reason why this one looks a little bit older than the other one is because that this one I bought a little newer, just about like 2 years ago, while this one I had all the way back in 2013 during the fall, I think. I was going to plan on doing a review of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle back in 2013 when I first started recording myself, but sadly, I wanted to reviewed this game by the time I had this game, but then in 2015 I was busy with a bunch of other stuff. I had to deal with school, and I really wanted to get some more important reviews over with, but now I finally got to talk about both Sonic Adventure games. Now, I don't understand why it's called a director's cut, because everything else seems very similar. I've seen gameplays of both the original Dreamcast games and the GameCube games. There's not really that much of a major difference, especially when it comes to story. And as for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, the only real major difference is that you can play 2 players when you play as either the good or the bad side. For example, there's Knuckles, and then there's Rouge, and then there's Tails, and then there's Eggman, and then there's Sonic and Shadow. Seriously, every single time I see Sonic and Shadow together, I keep on thinking them singing the fun song, you know, from SpongeBob, S is for friends, who do stuff together, U is for you and me, and is for anywhere and anytime and all out here in the deep blue sea. Seriously, why couldn't Tom Kenny voice Sonic for a little bit and Mr. Lawrence voice Shadow? It would be weird, but still perfect setting, you know, because Sonic and SpongeBob are really, you know, really iconic characters. One's a video game character, and one's a character from a cartoon that is so popular now of Nickelodeon. We'll talk about SpongeBob again some other time. But as of right now, both games are pretty good. So sure, the voice acting can be a little repetitive and annoying every once in a while. Sure, the graphics can look a little blocky here and there, but they are improvements of the Dreamcast versions. So I highly recommend it if you're a really big Sonic games, Sonic fans, my bad, and if you're a really big fan of 3D games in general who want some high-speed action, because Sonic is known for high-speed action. So I hope you have enjoyed this. Happy late Halloween. Just make sure to comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more new videos. Peace out and rock on.